Yellowstone National Park, a place about as pristine as you can find on the planet. A place with vast forests, lots and lots of wildlife, and a place where you can find primordial earth, some of the conditions that we haven't seen in millions, perhaps billions of years. And in these features, you can find temperatures dating back to the earliest days of the earth and the conditions that were there at that time. And those places are teeming with life, microbiology, bacteria. And on this trip, I hope to find examples of how that microbiology can affect the entire planet. So in the environment behind me, high temperatures, the primitive earth, still demonstrate that there are bacterial mats there. And on those bacterial mats are viruses.
The Earth did not start out with an oxygen atmosphere. In fact, it took a billion years before we had an oxygen atmosphere. And that was microbes, right? I mean, essentially, until cyanobacteria happened, it ruined everything for all the anaerobes. Just horrible for them. The ocean used to be green, right? Because there was so much iron too in the ocean. That's just incredible to imagine, right? The sky would have been green too. 3.5 billion years ago is a very different place.
They're called cyano because of the color that they look like. Those blues and greens. And they photosynthesize. Synechococcus and Prochlorococcus are two types of cyanobacteria in the ocean, main oxygen producers. And we often think of terrestrial plants as photosynthesizers, but cyanobacteria actually account for about 50% of the Earth's oxygen.
If we lived in a world that was unchanging, right, then you'd be static. But the thing is, we don't want that. We want that little bit of change, of ability to change built in. And that's kind of what we see firsthand in very short timescales with microbes. We also, these things, all these processes are cross-cutting across all of life. Our generation times are so long that we don't see these changes so quickly, whereas in these virus host systems we do.
So this bacteria actually here, or this water here, is one of the places on Earth that you can, one of the only places on Earth that you can find sterile water. Clean, 100% sterile.
That's
and
crazy.
So yeah, it's so hot when it comes out that it's totally sterile.
It just kills the bacteria.
Kills everything, there's nothing in it. But when you get this far away, you have evidence of bacteria because, well, it's colored, cyanobacteria.
Those there?
Yep. So it's places like these where the conditions of the primordial earth actually supports life on the base of the food chain. The bacteria that start the whole process, the cyanobacteria. Imagine if something were to break that chain.